What's up, Tribe 2.0? I did not forget about you. I know y'all thought I did. I know it's been a minute, and I know I am way, way, way behind. But we are here to talk a little bit about our book selection for March. We're going to get caught up. I apologize. I told y'all it's been a lot. I had to transition back into work, and it's been a lot of stuff. And so for that, I apologize. But we are here now. So the book is called The Perfect Find. It is by Tia Williams. So this is sort of a contemporary novel. Um, this is chapters 1 through 3. So let's talk about it. So we open up in chapter 1. We open up with like a ask John type of what was it? What were them people? Them those oh shoot, what was her name? They used to give the advice column or whatever, but it's sort of like a fashion type of thing, right? And then we find out that Jenna Jones, who's our main character, excuse me, she is sort of she's a fashion editor who used to be a part of the nightlife, the high life. She was the it girl, she was the in girl, ran with the Anna Wintours of New York City. And we don't know exactly at the beginning what happened, but what we do know is that she has had a fall from grace, right? She used to be the it woman, wearing all the designers, going to all the right parties, being seen by all the right people, and we found out that something happened in her life that made her retreat. She went back to Virginia, sort of went through a depression, lost everything, and sort of had to start over. And so now she's back in New York, working for her rival, who has started a digital media company. And we're sort of picking up with that. That's the basis of where we are right now, right? So we see in chapter 1 her talking about really how bad things have gotten. She said, she let her hair go natural because she couldn't afford a haircut, or when she was going through her depression, she let her hair grow out. But this, when I say it's sort of contemporary, because this takes place in 2012. Now, because I don't know if the book brings us to current, you know, 2020, 2019, but this is where the book starts. It starts in 2012, and it sort of starts at the beginning of the social media revolution, and we see her struggling with creating a digital footprint, with starting social media, not being on social media. She went to school and has her degree in fashion and these types of things, and now she's dealing with 19-year-olds who just put a picture up on their Instagram, and everybody takes their word for it that that's the newest thing, that's the fashion trend. And so she's struggling with that as well. Hold on, let me see here. So let me read you this. This is the excerpt. I'm a 40-year-old woman in a $4.99 shirt from Wet Seal because I sold all my designer clothes to move back here. And I have exactly enough in my account to cover this month's rent. And right now, I'd consider American Eagle an extravagance. I'm a former glamour girl hoping that no one notices the vague stain on my skirt. A stain, I don't even know what the origin is, what the origin of it is, since I got it at a stoop sale in my new hood, a sketched out Brooklyn block where I share real estate with a KFC, a beauty salon called Snippet Real Good. I'm a grown woman wearing 1974 era heels I stole from my mother's closet. And we see her trying to get to know the people in the office and things like that. And she's really a duck out of water, right? She's the oldest woman in the room. She's definitely not up on all of the in spots and things like that. She's working for Darcy. Darcy, I said, like I told you guys, Darcy was her rival, right? Darcy was the woman who they met because she was actually dating Darcy's boyfriend, and they didn't know it. But of course, Darcy took it out on her instead of taking it out on the boyfriend. And because both of them were in the fashion world, they constantly ran into each other. And we find out that, they had run-ins all the time. And Darcy usually ended up on the winning end of it. But Darcy says, listen, I need you. I need your expertise. I got these young people in here. Yeah, they've got the drive. They understand social media, but they really don't have the skill. And so I need you here. I brought you on at a very, very reduced salary. So they're taking advantage of her while she's down. But I brought you in here so that you could help me get, I think she has like 5 online magazines, and so she's there to help increase viewership and bring a level of expertise and skill to the platform, right? They sort of have a tentative ceasefire, I would say, because I don't think it's gonna last long. I feel like, I mean, I got some ideas of where I feel like this story is gonna end up going, but anyway, so that's that. Now we do end up finding out what her fall from grace was. Her fall from grace was the fact that her fiance, um, her and her fiance broke up, right? Her and her fiance broke up. Brian's a white guy. Now our main character is black, but Brian is a white guy, and they've known each other since college. They had been together forever, 15, 17 years. She kept waiting for him to be ready to get married, and then he finally told her that he didn't want no kids, and he didn't know if he was ready to get married. In his mind, he didn't think that should have been the end of the relationship. I mean, after all, we've been doing this for 20 years. Why would that change anything now? For her, it was the end. And they had a very public breakup. She very publicly came for him, and, they had some embarrassing fights. And because she was an it girl, it would be written up in the gossip columns and things like that. Her high-end job put her out on a leave of absence. Next thing you know, she was unemployed. And she is rebuilding, right? Brian ends up calling her, and, he's like, I'm glad to see you're back in town. Let's get together for lunch sometime. And she was like, no, that's not going to happen. Like, leave me alone. I'm trying to get over you. He also lets her know that he is seeing somebody else, and, she's also in the fashion world. So, we might run into each other from time to time. She was like, really? Like, all the women in New York, you really had to go find somebody that's in my field that I'm going to definitely at some point run into. That's what we doing now? And he was like, well, I've been trying to get in touch with you. He said, listen, I didn't want to end the relationship, but how long was I supposed to wait for you to, calm down and get over it? And she was like, nah, you good. You ain't have to wait, because I ain't going to get over it. I ain't going to calm down, and I ain't going to get over it. Then in the last chapter, which, listen, this chapter was hilarious, okay? We find out that Jenna is going out with two of her best friends, her friend Billy Burke Lane and LD. I'm going to just call her LD. I'm sure y'all going to give me another pronunciation, but we're going to call her LD, okay? She LD. Billy is, she's a it girl. She's still out there. She's, like half Asian, half black, and she's having this art exhibit. She produced a coffee book of, I think something like police. I mean, Lord, I said police. Dogs, puppies, or something. But either way, it don't matter, child. They're having a reception, and she's going. This is sort of her coming out party. This is her first time sort of moving and shaking, since her return back to New York. So her friends get her a cute little outfit, and they do her makeup, and she's ready to rock and roll. And they tell her, listen, you need to get you some, okay? It's been way too long. You've been celibate, because even before you and the boyfriend broke up, y'all wasn't doing nothing. So you definitely need to find you a little something, right? So while she's at the party, her friend tried to set her up with this dude who was very arrogant. He was like a doctor, but he was like a doctor to the stars, and he was believing his own hype. He had he was wearing like Christian Dior slippers and stuff like that, and he had his own publicist. And she was like, since when does a doctor need a publicist? Neither here nor there. It was not unmatched. And it was not a love match. But she did run into this little tenderoni, this little 21-year-old tenderoni who had just graduated from USC Film School, who's trying to break into the business, who's just there picking up his friend, who was a waiter at the party, who's also trying to break into the business. And by this time, she drunk, honey. She done drank full 5 glasses of the champagne, and she is drunk. And next thing you know, her and old boy are making out on the couch. Billy comes along, and Billy is like, that is not who I set you up with, okay? That is not the guy that I had all lined up for you to have your little one-night stand with. And why are you on this couch making out in front of all these people? And she was like, well, you told me I needed to get my freak on. She was like, yeah, but we are literally inside of a hotel. There is literally a hotel room upstairs that you have the key to. Like, take him upstairs. What are we doing? And while they're trying to get this whole thing straightened out, baby, she ends up passing out on the floor, okay? And at that point, Billy is like, okay, your night is over. We're going to get you upstairs to this hotel and let you lay down and sleep it off. And the dude was like, damn, I didn't even get her number before she passed out. Like, you think you could hook me up with the number? Talking to her friend Billy. Billy gives him the look like, boy, if you don't, keep moving. And Um, the next morning, of course, she wakes up. She's got this huge hangover, but she is also waking up with a smile because she was like, I am back. Like last night proved that I am back. Okay. So I'm going to try to get you guys chapters 4, 5, and 6 expeditiously. And we're going to keep it moving from there. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.